Ladies, now you know it's really something when the teacher, which is me, get tested. I got tested today, y'all. Let me tell you about this test. Now, you know God mandated me to do this series about modesty because he told me to let the women know that modesty is our assignment, it's our responsibility, it's our accountability, and it's our calling. And it's a part of our purpose. That's what modesty is. So God has me calling women to modesty. He told me to wound you because wounding you means tell you the truth because the truth hurts. And anytime God wounds anybody or allows a wound to take place, that means he has plans to heal us. So God is wounding you in order to heal you. But let me tell you this example and this story of what happened to me today. I ran into a case scenario today where my husband and I were in a restaurant and an immodest woman walked in. This was funny. Let me tell you about the scenario. She came in like a rushing wind. She came in, she was loud, she was curt, she was in tight clothing. She came in with a bad attitude of immodesty on her. She came in rolling her eyes. She came in seeking validation and attention. She came in dancing and twerking and throwing her behind all up in the air and all over the place. She tried that she was in performance mode. She was in a terrible case of immodest performance mode, of being disrespectful, having no self-respect and no regard for couples or a marriage. She was just in performance mode and she wanted to be the center of attention. So she just kept at it, talking loud, performing, dancing, talking about herself in a sexual way. She was just being a sexual, performing like a sexual object. And she wanted to steal whatever attention that my husband was giving me. She wanted it for herself. So she was doing her best to get attention. Now, that's what immodesty looks like. That's what indecency looks like. That's what being on demon time looks like. That's what lust looks like. That's what a harlot, a Jezebel, and a prostitution spirit looks like. That's what a naked spirit looks like. That's what intentionally trying to be a stumbling block to our brothers. That's what it looks like. That's what vanity and boastfulness looks like. Having too high of an opinion of oneself. That's what that looks like. That's what arrogance looks like. That's what, oh my God, I felt bad for her. Her intentions were wrong. Her motives were wrong. She had no self-respect and no respect for others. She was rude. She was trying to be seductive and enticing. Her social etiquette was off. She was unrefined. She was gaudy. She was showy. She was flashy. She was do you get what I'm talking about? She was exuding obscenity. And her gestures and her actions were that of a harlot, a prostitute, a Jezebel, and she was doing her very best to be the center of attention. It was awful. The behavior was awful. It was horrible. I felt bad for her. And you know what? You're probably saying to yourself, because I said to myself sitting there, Gwendolyn W., life and relationship coach, why didn't you approach her? The reason why I didn't approach her is because Sometimes you have to have discernment, ladies, and I have great discernment. Sometimes when the attitude is that bad and they're that out of order, they're unapproachable. It could turn into if I approached her, it could turn into an argument, a mind your own business. It could sometimes turn into a fight. And I was not going to put myself in that position. So I took the position of praying for her. So that's what I'm going to do going forward. I'm going to pray for her. And my husband, with his kind self, with his respectful self, he understood her assignment, which was on demon time, to distract him, to be a stumbling block to him, and to get his attention off of me, to put all the attention on her. He understood her demonic assignment, and he did not participate in her satanic agenda. She was exercising, guys, no modesty whatsoever. And we know what modesty is. Modesty is humility. Modesty is a heart posture for God. Modesty is a gentle and quiet spirit. Modesty is having not only self-respect, but respect for others. As you can see, I'm fully covered up. It's summertime. I'm covered up even with layers. So I intentionally take time and be creative about what I put on for the day. She had no regard for herself, no regard for others, and she came in to destroy, to distract, and to tear down. She wanted to cause a ruckus, and it didn't work. I felt so bad for her. I was just like, her self-awareness was off. Her moderation was off. Her desire to avoid drawing attention was off. Her self-worth was off. Her self-esteem was off. It was unbelievable. I was sitting there like, the teacher is being tested. I'm the teacher who's teaching on modesty, and I'm being tested by this harlot, Jezebel, and prostitution spirit who's trying to come in and cause havoc on demon time. But the devil is a liar, because when you have self-awareness like I do, and when you have discernment like I do, you cannot allow demons to come in and take charge. She was so loud and abruptly rude, you guys. And the dancing all over the place and showing and putting her butt up in the air and bending over, and the heart posture was terrible. I wanted to give you this example of modesty, because we as women who have chosen the modesty movement and who have chosen to follow God's commandments and be the best version of ourselves and show up as the best classy version of ourselves internally and externally that we possibly can. I know you've ran into these type of shenanigans before in your relationship, in your marriage, and then in comes the harlot who comes in to destroy, distract, to be a stumbling block, and to steal your man or try to steal his attention or steal him away from you some kind of way, honey. It didn't work. And I pray that when you, or if you run into those case scenarios, ladies of modesty, women of God, that you learn how to graciously handle it the way I did. It was unbelievable. It was really unbelievable. Her mindset was totally off. Her behavior was a hot mess. And her attitude was horrid. And her appearance was just as worse. And I just said, God, help her. God, heal her. God, deliver her from immodesty internally and externally. God, give her a mindset shift. God, give her graciousness and self-worth and self-control and discipline. Lord, bless her with appropriate attire. Allow her, Lord, the grace, Lord, to learn what you have taught me, so she will go forth in you. I just prayed for her, and I'm going to pray for her going forward, because I know God hears and answers my prayer, because I have positioned myself for my prayers to be answered. I just wanted to explain this immodesty that happened personally to me today, and also explain and give you this powerful example of what immodesty and modesty looks like. People can tell a lot about you, ladies, according to the way you carry yourself. I just did a video recently. You talk, when you show up in behavior and when you show up in appearance, you actually talk before you talk, because people will size you up according to the way you carry yourself. They can tell a lot about you the way you present yourself in behavior, in attitude, and in appearance before you even say a word. So I just wanted to give you this brief synopsis of what happened to me today. But I want to tell you too that everything she tried, it didn't work. It didn't work, because my husband knows that I don't play those shenanigan games, and he knows what I stand for. And he's respectful in that way, because he already know. And it was just, I thought it was the perfect example and the perfect story time to share with you guys. I'm praying for women, because God told me that this series, this modesty series, when he mandated me to do this modesty series, he told me it was so necessary, because God called modesty the narrow way, the narrow path, the path that's less traveled. The path that's heavily traveled is a harlot spirit, a Jezebel spirit, the spirit of a prostitute, the spirit of immodesty. That's what immodesty is. All of those attributes I just told you. Those are the areas that's heavily traveled. There's a heavy path. A lot of people are going in that direction. But as far as modesty goes, God calls it the path that's less traveled, the narrow path. Not many find it. Those who find it find love, they find grace, they find favor, and they find the good things of God. They find transformation and deliverance. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like. That's the reason why God told me to do this modesty series, because this modesty series, he told me that I was going to wound you ladies. Wound you means I'm telling you the truth, and the truth hurts. And anytime God asks me to wound you, it's because he has plans to heal you, because wounds precede healing. So I just wanted to run this by you today to encourage modesty, to inspire you to stay modesty and get on this modesty movement, to motivate you into God's commandments, because it's the best place to be. God wants you to be respected and protected. He does not want you showing up out in these streets like this lady did today. And this lady wasn't even young. Like, you could almost see it and understand it a little bit more if she was young. This lady was not young. This lady was older. And she was just carrying on like this unnecessarily, parading around, seeking attention and validation, seeking to distract and to be a stumbling block, and to tear men away from their responsibility and their callings as husband and men of God. So I just wanted to share today. I thought it was interesting, but I thank God all the time, because I pray all the time. It did not work. Her mission was not accomplished. She did nothing but cause herself embarrassment, shame, and she also made herself look, unfortunately, very bad. And because her intentions were wrong, her motives were wrong, and her attitude was totally off. And we know that modesty is an inside-out job. It starts from the inside. It's a heart posture. It's a humility. It's a reverence for God's nature, to obey his word, and to take accountability, and finally realize that this modesty thing is important to God, and it's our assignment, it's our calling, it's our accountability, it's our responsibility, and it's a major part of our purpose. Okay, I want to give you the snippet today. Okay, and I wanted to tell you that I'm praying for that young lady, and I'm praying for women, period, that this modesty movement is going to change all of our lives. And believe it or not, ladies, it's also going to be a great example for men, and it's going to change their lives as well. You might not think it's going to change the men, but it will, because men can tell the difference between a harlot, a prostitute, a Jezebel, and women who are on demon time. They can tell the difference between them and wife material, okay? And remember what I said while you're out here in these streets. Make sure you do what? Put on some clothes. God bless you guys. Have a fantastic weekend, and God bless.